name, say my name. And no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you if you ain't running. Say my name, you acting kinda shady.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this yellow and blue halo eye look that I just created. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, just leave it down in the comment section below and let's get started.
So I'm just taking my cute AF ColourPop palette and I'm using the color Mischief and I'm just applying that all over my lid, all in the crease, and I'm really just trying to build this color up because it is such a soft yellow color. You really want to make sure that you're building that color up, and it might be a little bit hard to see on camera because it is such a soft color, but I really built that color up. And then I took my Jaclyn Hill palette and I used a color, it was called Creamsicle, I believe, and I just took and I applied that right underneath, focusing that on the crease, and blending it up just a little bit into the other yellow, but not too much, and I basically just blended that out. Then I took a flat brush and I just applied about a rice size amount of my foundation on it, and I used that to cut my crease. I did speed this part up because it did take me a little bit of time, just because you want to make sure that your crease is perfected, because you're basically taking away any eyeshadow that you do have there. And then I just took with my beauty blender and I just basically tapped the foundation into my eye, not really blending it, but just trying to make sure that it's not wet, so that way I can set it and then build a color on top of it. Then I took a brush and I just used a little bit of the yellow that I was using to redefine above my lid. And then I took a fluffy brush and I just applied a little bit of setting powder to it, and I just brushed it into my eye to help set and dry the crease that I just cut. And then I just went again with my brush and I just redefined that crease line until I liked how defined it was. And then I took this palette. It was actually a free sample that I got from like Sally's, I think. And I took this color in it. I truly don't know what the color's called. It's the only blue color though. That's a dark blue. And I began to create the halo eye. Now I just took on a small flat brush and I just started to build the intensity on the inner and outer corner of my eye only, trying to leave the middle part of my eye open with no eyeshadow or anything on it. So I basically just took and applied it in small circular motions, trying to make them meet in the middle, but only on the top, leaving the eyelid open, if that makes sense. So you basically just want to build that blue up because the blue is going to be the pop of the eyeshadow look. And then I just took my Jaclyn Hill palette and I used the color Twerk, and I just took a flat brush, I sprayed it with a little bit of setting powder, and then I applied that right on top of that blue color that I was just using. Now I believe that this color is a little bit more of it's like a violet-y color, but with that blue color underneath, it really just brings out the intensity of the blue, and it is a little bit of a shimmery color more than a matte, where the blue in the Boutique palette was a matte blue. This adds a little bit of shimmer to the eye look. And make sure you just really blend those two colors together so that way you can have a nice blended shimmery look when you're all finished. And then I just took that same flat brush that I used to cut the crease, and I didn't apply any more product, but I just applied whatever was left down the middle of my eye, as you guys can see, just kind of making sure I get rid of any of the powder that was there. And then I just take on a small brush and I just apply the gold color in the Cute AF palette. It's called Buttercake, and I just start to apply that into the middle section of my eye, just trying to keep it concentrated in that section and really just blending it out, making sure I'm making the line curve at the top, and just packing that color on so that way it stands out. And then I take that same brush that I was using to apply the purplish color from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm just blending the edges so that way it's a smooth transition from the blue to the gold. And then I'm just taking and going between those two brushes and just reapplying the gold color and blending the blue until the gold is as vibrant as I want, and I feel like the shades blend seamlessly from the purple into the gold back into the purplish blue color. And it takes a while. As you guys can see, I went in a couple times with that color to apply it and build it up. And then I just took my roller lash mascara by Benefit, and I just applied some mascara. And then I applied my Kiss Pageboy lashes. I did do a review on them in the last video. They are the same lashes that I wore in my smoky eye tutorial, so if you haven't seen that tutorial, you can go and check that out. But I just applied those on off camera. And then I started with my face. So I took about 2 to 3 pumps of my Milani 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, and I just applied those to my beauty blender, and then I just proceeded to blend them out, making sure I'm blending under my eyes really well, getting kind of close to the eyeshadow but leaving that part alone so that way I can really define that line later. I'm blending it out into my neck and just making sure that my face and my neck are all one color. Then I just took that same flat brush, once again applied a little bit of foundation, and I just, as you can see, cleaned up right underneath the corner of my eye, so that way my eyeshadow had a nice, sharp, and defined line, rather than it kind of just blending out into nothingness on my face. And I just blend that out once again, making sure that my lines are seamless. And then I just take my Nye Luxurious Banana Powder and I bake with that. I spray my beauty blender so it's wet. I apply a little bit to the beauty blender and I just bake under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, underneath my cheekbones, and my forehead and chin as well. And then I just take a big fluffy brush and I basically just blend that out, trying to get rid of all that extra powder that didn't set into my skin, and really just blending it into my skin so that way the two looks are seamless. And then I take my Morphe contour palette and I just take and basically define my cheekbones, and it might look a little dark at first, but then I just go in and fluff it out with a brush, and I'm just contouring and blending and contouring and blending. I do like to liquid contour, but I've been kind of lazy lately, so I've just been using a powder. And as you can see, like I said, you just want to go out and you really want to blend, because you don't want your face to look patchy and or too dark, especially not in person. Sometimes people forget that the way you look on camera and the way you look in person are two different things. So you just want to make sure you're really blending your face, so that way everything looks seamless as a whole in person as well as in your pictures. And I was just taking right here and I was just using a little bit of that Morphe powder and just contouring my nose. Then it was highlight time. So I took and I sprayed my Glorious Trophy Wife Fenty Beauty highlighter, and I kind of went crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I applied it to the places you normally would, which is your cheekbones, down the bridge of your nose, your forehead, your Cupid's bow, but I just was literally a golden glittery face of sunshine, and I actually love highlighter like that. I love it all over my face and just extremely defined on my cheekbones. But honestly, Rihanna did her thing. It's my favorite highlighter that I own, and I just glow effortlessly and I stay looking like a glazed donut, so bless her heart. And then I take my NYX liner. It's a lip liner. I can leave in the description box what color it is because I don't know off the top of my head. And I just outline my lips and I get them nice and ready for my lipstick. And sorry it took me a little long to put my lip liner on. I'm a little bit like OCD with my makeup. I am a perfectionist, so if I feel like my line is even off a little bit, I will sit there and keep redrawing to make sure that my liner matches my lips perfectly. And then I just took my NYX Lip Lingerie. It's like a matte lip gloss. And I believe it's the color Honeymoon, and I just applied that. I like it. It's like a soft brown color. It's very, very pretty. It's subtle. Yeah, it stands out, and I like it because it's a very neutral color for a look like this. This is the finished look, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think of the look down below. If you have any suggestions, also leave that in the comments. And I hope I'll be seeing you next time.